Oh my god, so he created all these little side characters as well. There was like the angel and the devil and stuff like that, like, you know. I am completely lost and alone. This is not how you manage a social media presence. This is the biggest cope we hear from failing YouTubers. He's lucky he's still got some people that are willing to support him after saying shit like that, honestly. Thought what it might be fun to do is we'll go and have like a little look at some of my old haunts, and we'll look at some of the stuff that I used to cover and see what's happening with it now. Now, before I do that though, I want to kind of lead in with something, okay? I cut my teeth in this space covering Rantsonas and covering like Anti-SJWs and stuff like that, right? I never really covered Armoured Skeptic because by the time I started doing content, he'd kind of moved on to other things and then moved away from the anti-SJW type memes, right? But I wanted to talk about Armoured Skeptic because I've got quite a few takes about something that he did recently that I think is kind of worth speaking about, and I can give some insight as like a content creator myself, right? The thing is, so this guy, if you look at his most popular videos, you can see it's stuff about atheism, skeptic type stuff. You know, that was the primary stuff that he did. And some of these videos have got like, this Atheist or a Myth has got 1.9 million views. You know, that's pretty crazy. Like, that's big numbers. You know, mainly stuff about atheism. Also, it's not really reflected, I don't think, here in the top kind of viewed videos. But I think that he also, like, look, war on man spreading. So he did do the kind of anti-SJW type stuff as well, right? Now, this led to a lot of success. He was one of the kind of OG skeptics, I would say. And he's one of the people that, like, in terms of on YouTube. And he kind of really pushed forward this Rantsona thing. Like, I think there was even one point where he voiced frustration at the fact that other people had done this Rantsona thing too, and he felt he'd kind of come up with the idea, and it was a bit annoying that everyone else was doing it. But yeah.
Like the Roman Empire.
So the Rantsona being basically a kind of like minimally animated figure that sits in the video or sits at the side of the video as it plays, commenting. And I commented on a lot of these Rantsonas and like laughed at them and mocked them because a lot of them are extremely autistic. But this is the kind of vibe of content.
Fulfilled prophetic evidence.
I've heard several fulfilled prophecies. Half of them were fulfilled in the exact same book, and a quarter of them were fulfilled in the exact same chapter. So that shit doesn't count. However, if you're referring to prophecies in the Bible that were fulfilled in modern day, that's epic shit. You should...
I mean, yeah, and then you got the eyes and stuff like that. So anyway, he got a lot of success doing atheist stuff. He had maintained prominence through the skeptic era. But then if you look at his most recent videos, you'll notice that there's been like this kind of dip. So if you switch to recently uploaded, you can see it's all kind of like the savior and the New World Order, history is a lie, Satan and world savior. And someone said in chat that he became like a conspiracy guy. I think Goblin said he's a conspiracy guy. I don't know if he's like stating this or whether he's being critical. I think it's like a skepticism applied to the conspiracies. But in any case, you can see here, the views have really dipped. The last video he uploaded was 3 months ago. And it seems like whatever this new content is, doesn't really seem to be hitting the mark. And if you look over like the last couple of years of videos, it seems that like the most popular ones are only getting like 100k, maybe like 150k at a push. Now, the other element of his thing, which I didn't mention, was this kind of like comedy stuff that he did, which I think back in 2016 probably went down quite well. But now it's like this sort of stuff.
Brian. I can't believe that it's come to this. The world's coming to an end and we're stuck here babysitting the boss.
You're the reason we're in this mess in the first place. He managed to stay an adult for 7 years, then all of a sudden he turns up dead one day as soon as I turn my back.
He was saving orphans, remember?
Well, that's what I told the creator, but we both know what really happened to him.
That's expressvpn.com/skeptic. Wait, what's the gun for? Wait, no, wait!
Oh no!
I'm sorry, boss. It's my programming.
Oh my god! So we created all these little side characters as well. There was like the angel and the devil and stuff like that. Like, you know. I mean, what? I mean, look, chat. I don't want to comment too much. What do you? Right, I bet you lives in that fan now. Stop it! No, don't be mean. I mean, I think this is really cringe, and like, you know. Hey, thanks for the bits, Max.
I am completely lost and alone. I don't know what to do and I have no place to go. I hate this is the only place I can even share this.
We'll get to that, don't worry. But the point is, you either move with the times or the times moves you, okay? And you can't keep putting out the same content without any change and not expect your channel to fail, basically, okay? Which I'm kind of, you know, spoiler alert type thing. But essentially, this is a channel that has been run into the ground. So he had a lot of success. He had a lot of attention. His atheist stuff was popular. Some of his anti-SJW stuff was popular. But he doesn't really seem to have gone in a direction that's conducive to his channel continuing to be successful. You know, this was released, what, a year ago? 1st of July 2021. So just over a year ago. This kind of content in 2021? I mean, pulling in 100,000 views of a 470k view YouTube channel, like over a year after the fact. Yeah, you're not going to be able to pay your bills with that. And the other problem as well is that, you know, he's not releasing videos regularly enough. And the other problem with this whole thing too is he does have a Patreon, which you can see here. But for some reason, he's set his Patreon up as per video. So it's per video that he's releasing. So you've got two revenue streams, primary revenue streams as a YouTuber. You've got your ad revenue and you've got like Patreon or other types of support, right? Now, his ad revenue is not going to be any good. He's not releasing regularly enough and his videos are not getting sufficient views to support any sort of lifestyle. And his Patreon is per video, which you're shooting yourself in the foot in the first instance. And then on top of that, you've got a dwindling number of patrons. I'm sure there used to be more than this. But the problem is you've got 118 patrons, okay? But you're not releasing videos. And your Patreon is set up on the basis that you're releasing videos. So big mistake there. Anyway, this is a channel that's been run into the ground, okay? This is where this part comes in. So 5 days ago, Armoured Skeptic put out a statement on his channel, on his community tab, which read as follows. I am completely lost and alone. I don't know what to do and I have nowhere to go. I hate that this is the only place I can even share this. It's all gone. I burned myself out the last 2 to 3 years fighting to get to the end of this. I had hoped that there was something waiting for me, but there's no light at the end of this tunnel. Now I'm broke and hungry, and I probably won't even be able to afford internet access soon. Every time I pour my heart out about this, all I get is "you okay, bro?" No, I am not okay. I no longer have the strength to dig myself out of this. I find this kind of depression posting to be like, I'm just bemused by it. I'm totally fucking bemused by it. I'm like, why are you using your social media platform to sad boy post? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Make some fucking content, bro. Like, what? If you're genuinely upset, I get that. If you've got depression, I get that. I've been through some tough times myself. But it feels like he's run his channel in like the most stupid way you can imagine, right? He hasn't released videos consistently. He hasn't moved with the times. The times have moved him. And he's released a bunch of videos about some conspiracy shit that people that subscribe to him probably aren't interested in, alongside having dead subs. His Patreon is set up in a really stupid way where it's per video rather than per month, right? And then he's like doing this. Like, you've run your channel into the fucking ground, bro. Like, what do you expect? Like, what the fuck do you expect? You're not releasing videos regularly. You're releasing a video every couple of months. Your Patreon is set up in a really stupid way. Obviously, yes, your channel is not going to succeed if you're not acting in a way that's conducive to your channel succeeding, you know? Imagine if I had a restaurant, okay? Imagine if I had a restaurant and it was like, I don't know, Asian cuisine, okay? Asian cuisine, and it was the talk of the town and everyone liked it, and I opened 7 days a week. Imagine if I thought, I don't really like selling Asian cuisine anymore, and the market seems to be dead for it. I'm going to switch to selling African cuisine. And not only that, I'm going to close my restaurant 4 days out of 7 in a week. And then a couple of months later, I was like, oh my God, guys, I can't do this anymore. My restaurant is failing, you know, or whatever. Like, yeah, you've ran your restaurant into the ground by making a stupid change, and then you've chosen not to open your restaurant as regularly. Obviously, your business is going to struggle. And it's the same thing that I think here. It may seem unsympathetic. It may seem like I'm being harsh. But you're supposed to be a content creator, and you're not creating content. Right? Like, why is this such a surprise to you? Anyway, they replied further. Asking me to keep making videos because you love them is not helpful. It makes me want to delete it all so you get nothing from me. This is not how you manage a social media presence. This is absolutely insane. Okay? Now, you know, again, I appreciate it may seem like I'm being unsympathetic. Maybe this guy's depressed. But guess what? Your depression is not your viewers' fucking problem, okay? Your viewers have subscribed to you, and your viewers have come to you because they want to see the content you want to make. What a fucking entitled dickhead this guy is, that he thinks that he can fucking sad boy post on his social media account because his channel's in the fucking toilet, and then he's getting mad at people that are asking for content from him. Don't make your mental health issues your audience's problem. That is fucking terrible to me. Now look, if you've got mental health issues as a content creator, I am absolutely sympathetic to that. And I think that you ought to take a break. You ought to put a message out and say, hey guys, just to let you know, I'm taking a break from making videos at the moment while I figure some stuff out. Hopefully I'll be back with you soon, okay? And that's fine. But this sort of like sad boy posting, when you then go on to attack your audience who are just fucking wanting content from you because that's what they subscribe for, it's insane to me. Do you see what I mean? And the thing is like he's got a skill base which is going to be invaluable, and he can probably get an editing job or something if he goes and looks. I don't know, man. I thought this was really bad form from Armoured Skeptic. If only streamers could take breaks without losing huge chunks of income. What income? Clearly he's not got any. His Patreon set up real stupid where it's per video rather than per month. Like, you know, this guy's ran his channel into the ground. And listen, maybe even this, I would be like, okay, I don't really agree with like putting this kind of stuff on your social media profiles, but I could kind of understand that. But this is insanity. Asking me to keep making videos because you love them is not helpful. It makes me want to delete it so you get nothing from me. Right? These are people that have come to you because they like your videos. They've not subscribed to you for a sob story and to get attacked because they want more content. They've come to you because they like your content and they want to see more of it. And you're attacking them. Like, it's mental. You wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for your viewers. You wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for your audience. You know? It's just mental to me. And the way this is coming across as well is like, I want to be able to just depressed post and you give me money. What? How else am I supposed to interpret this? Every time I pour my heart out about this, all I get is "You okay, bro?" No, I'm not okay. No longer have the strength to dig myself out of this. Mental, absolutely mental. You know, you spend a couple of years driving your channel into the ground with shitty videos that no one wants to watch, and then you're complaining about it. You know, you got to move with the times. You got to keep moving. You got to keep fresh ideas, keep moving forward. Otherwise, this is what happens. Yeah. What's more cringe, Rantsonas or ideology balls? Probably Rantsonas. And the other problem as well is, again, not noticing the trend. Like, anyone with half a brain, okay, particularly if you're a content creator, I think could see the trend of Rantsonas and where it was going. Rantsonas are like a dead meme. But the thing is with him is, like, partly he's kind of understood that, I think. Like, if you look at some of his recent videos, I think he is actually got rid of the Rantsona stuff.
The Gigakid move is to release 101-second long videos and close the Patreon before anyone can request to refund Chud Gigakid.
So he clearly has noticed that here, which is good, right? But it was too little, too late. When he killed them, right? You're saying, was this it here?
Oh, man. Woo! That was intense. You stop.
In July 2021. The writing was on the wall, bro. The writing was on the wall when I started my content in 2019. And it was quite clear that the Rantsona stuff was on the last legs. And yet you're still doing these silly videos like this. I don't know, man. Just seems crazy to me that this guy is like sad boy posting and like, you know, not only putting pressure on his audience for financial support because he's up shit creek, also attacking his audience just for asking for videos or showing an interest in his wanting to have more content, you know. And this is the kind of shit he was putting out. Well, no, I'm sorry, right? Your depression is not your viewer's problem. As far as, you know, your health issues are not your fucking viewer's problem. I really hate this idea and this thing of like, oh, guys, I'm in such a bad way. I need help. Da, da, da. If you genuinely are in a situation where, like, you need help, I think putting out, like, a GoFundMe or something and just being very open and honest about it is fine. But this kind of like, oh, guys, I'm so depressed and I don't know how I'm going to get out of it.
Could have at least made of tuber.
Yeah, I just think it's, you know, I find it to be very, very poor form. Let's put it that way. You had some tough months and the shilling is intense. Tell me a time where I've come to my audience and said, guys, I'm really depressed and I don't know what I'm going to do about it and I might have got lots of money troubles. Tell me a time that I've done that. Point that out to me, please. Anyway, there was another comment that he made, so let's read this. While trying to figure out a new job, I have time to consider my next step. I've written a few scripts about random subjects I've been thinking about, so expect some fun, scary content throughout the holidays going into the new year. This year's Xmas episode will be weird, might try to fit into the history series. Thank you to my supporters and patrons who have stuck around through my slump, and thank you for the love and well wishes. Hoping you enjoy the new stuff, it will be different, haha. I mean, fair play, he's managing to find a bit more of the fucking vigor to create content again. But Jesus Christ, man, like, the damage is already done. The damage is already fucking done, man. It won't be as well researched as my previous content. I think that's the main reason I say it will feel different. One of the videos is really just an unprovable theory. I guess if there's good news, I feel a little more free to talk about a couple of things otherwise wouldn't have bothered discussing because the algorithms likely throttle my views either way. Bro, it ain't the fucking algorithm. This is the biggest fucking cope we hear from failing YouTubers. Constantly blaming it on the algorithm, you know? Yes, that can certainly influence what's going on. But if you put out a compelling piece of content and you get the word out and you pull on all the strings you have to, you can fucking overcome that shit, man. This fucking algorithm cope is insane. I fucking hate this shit so much, man. It's so pathetic and so, you know, self-serving. Make some good compelling content and get it out there. Stop being a little fucking bitch. Jesus Christ, man. What is these people's problem? Can't stand it. You don't understand how powerful the algorithm... Do you really think I don't have an understanding of, like, how YouTube works? Like, I have a fucking YouTube channel. Like, of course I understand the algorithm has a massive impact. And I've seen it myself with my own channel working with DK. But you don't just fucking give up and throw it all at you. Fucking... You know, does this guy stream? Is he on Twitch? Like, is he putting out all the stops? Is he on Twitch? Is he putting himself out there to try and, like, actually make content? You know? At first I thought maybe this was depression and maybe I am being a bit harsh. But this just seems like he's in a bit of a rut. And he's just going to his viewers to, like, solicit donations. I don't know, man. I just think this is kind of cringe. And attacking your viewers like that, you know, is crazy to me. You know, in terms of saying, like, you know, you asking me to make videos makes me want to delete it all. He's lucky he's still got some people that are willing to support him after saying shit like that, honestly. He should apologize. He should come out and say, yeah, sorry, I fucked up there. I shouldn't have fucking, you know, whatever. Or at least, you know, if not apologize, sort of say, yeah, I was feeling kind of down and I said this. Probably not the right way to put it. You know, I appreciate all of you and I appreciate the support you give me. Which, you know, he's kind of done here, but Jesus Christ, man. Just call them retards like I do. Guys, I'm really depressed and I don't know what I'm going to do about it. And I might have got lots of money trouble. Guys, you got me. Anyway, what do you think, chat? Am I being too harsh? Am I being too harsh to him? I'm not being harsh enough? Am I being fair? You tell me. I'm interested to hear your takes on this. Because I looked at it the other day and I was a bit more sympathetic, but I've thought about it a bit and I just think Jesus. He does. That's the thing. Like, you know, if you're not making content, you're not going to make money. And if that's the case, maybe you need to consider a different job. Criticize him for breaking up with the cancer girl. I don't know anything about that. That sounds crazy. And I don't want to comment on something I don't have knowledge of. I can promise you this. I can promise you this, okay? I will never, ever, ever, ever come to you with a sob story. Never. Okay? I'm never going to have to come to you with a sob story. Now, just to be clear, I appreciate that in America, there's different circumstances that exist. So by sob story, I'm not talking about, say, someone that has medical bills that they can't pay. Okay? I think that's okay to ask for your audience to support with that. As long as you do it in a very upfront, on the level way, that's okay. Of course, there might be circumstances that are excessive, and I don't have to worry about that. So obviously, that's a big difference between, like, me and an American content creator, okay? So I don't have a problem in and of itself of having, like, a GoFundMe for some unforeseen medical bill. What I mean by a sob story is coming to you and being like, you know, I've got a problem which is of my own design, and fuck you for asking me to make content. I just want to delete it all. You know, I'm really in trouble and I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. I just find that shit to be absolutely insane, and I'll never do that to you. All I'd say is if you do like the content that I make and you want to support the channel, and you want to ensure that I continue to make content, it's really simple. All you need to do is fill these bars up as much as you possibly can, and I'll be able to keep making content, okay? Obviously, if there is something where I need maybe a bit extra, like for TwitchCon, I'll just put a goal up and shill when I have to shill. But there's never going to be a sob story. I'm never going to come to you and say, guys, I'm really in deep financial trouble and I need your help. I think that stuff is like kind of manipulative and shitty, and I think it can lead to people being in a position where they give you money that maybe they need, but they feel like you need it more. I don't know. I don't like that stuff. I'd rather that people willingly give me money because they like my content and they want to support me and they want to see me thrive and succeed, okay? Taxes are coming, and I'll obviously cross that bridge when I get to it. But, you know, could you imagine if I was to say to you guys, oh, guys, my taxes are due and I don't have the money to pay them?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Thank you for the 333.
Depression, I see.
True. So, yeah, I think it depends how it's done. I want you down so bad you're shilling Star Trek Mobile to a homeless shelter. But yeah, I just find this stuff super cringe, and I think, you know, if you are struggling with content creation, that's fine. Obviously, your career is not going to last forever. But I think if I was genuinely in financial trouble, do you know what I'd do? I'd go and get a fucking job. I'd go and get a fucking job. Because if your content creation is not bringing in adequate income to pay for your bills, then you're no longer in gainful employment, in the UK at least. Gainful employment is something that's assessed by the government, and it means that you're in essentially an employment that is basically able to cover your living expenditure. And then if you're not in that anymore, well, you don't really have a proper job, do you? You're just sort of like, you're then just an unemployed person making content. So you need to seek out gainful employment. I don't know. I've got quite a hardline view on it, I guess. There's obviously carve-outs I could make for like mental health or any sort of disability or whatever, sure. But yeah, if you're not making content, you need to find something else that's bringing in money, because otherwise you're going to be fucked. Anyway, that's just my take on it all.